Supposing a Boko Haram, or what do you call them, just entered into this place now with a gun and knife and cutlass. And he says, yes, those of you that are for Christ, come this way. Those of you that are ready to renounce Christ, come this way. Which side will you go? Oh, she's solid. Eh? And you just see that as they are saying it, they say, yes, you have said that, okay. Are you sure of what you said? He said, yes. And they blow his head with the gun. Where will you stay? Where will you be? Now, that is the background from which the book of Hebrew is talking from. The Christians in that very early era, especially the Jewish Christians, they were being seriously persecuted. And because of that persecution, many of the Jews, the Jews have enjoyed temple worship. And you will remember in your church history, there was a period when Christianity was a religio licita, and at another time, it became a religio illicita. Religio licita has to do with the fact that it was accepted by state. And the illicita was when the state now saw that Christianity was speaking against it. They said, okay, you are illegal. And they now created a distinction between Christianity and Judaism. So because of that now, many of the Christians who had confessed Christ as Lord and Savior were going back to the temple worship. And if they are going back to temple worship, before they will be accepted, they will come to the open to renounce Jesus Christ. Now, the writers of the Hebrew now had to create a distinction to show the betterment, so to say, of Christianity in a way that is higher than Judaism. And if you read from that chapter 1 to chapter 4, or especially up to chapter 9, you will see how those distinctions, how Jesus was portrayed as the mediator of the better covenant. And that better covenant was not sealed with the blood of bulls or blood of goats, but with an incorruptible blood. So it is now expected of anyone that is a Christian to resist whatever persecution. Even many of them were not even being killed, but in their places of work they were persecuted. They cannot go out easily. They cannot enjoy the freedom that others are enjoying. They cannot enjoy the blessings that others are having. So they must be able to resist. That is the holiness that is demanded of them. A type of holiness that will be able to stand out against apostasy. A type of holiness that will be able to say, even in the face of death, I am ready for Christ. That is why I was telling them, you have not resisted sin unto the point of shedding your blood. You have not resisted sin unto the point of shedding your own blood. You have not been killed for resisting sin. So why not resist sin? Why not stand out? Why not be ready to portray yourself as a child of God? I was discussing with one of the fathers this morning, and I was telling him how people come to counsel and lie. And I begin to wonder, if people in that high level does not see anything wrong in lying, they will just cook up something. Even where they have not been, they will say they have been there. Assemblies where they don't know, they will donate to Lorna. Assemblies that are not even alive, they will say, okay, we give this to Lorna. If people could do that, then it means we don't know what we are doing. And that is why, as the preacher was preaching, I want us to have that concept of holiness that is demanded of us. Some of us look at it, I am on this. No, you are just beginning. You are just beginning. Some of us have not seen any persecution. what we call persecution. That is why he was trying to differentiate between persecution and chastening, chastisement. What will refine you? At times, God allows you to pass through hunger at times so that you become refined. God allows you to have certain bitter experiences of life so that you become refined. So that you are able to place yourself. In the face of those things, what do you do? Where do you stand? And I pray the Lord will help us. So we have a better covenant in Christianity. And Christianity is not just a coming to gather in the church and clap hands and sing, which is the Christianity of today. It's not a jumping up and felicitating. We are so much in a place now that when things are hard, you say, oh, this is not what God has for me. You know, this is not my portion. I reject it. I reject it. The Lord will help all of us. I said the Lord will help us.